you're ready. You ready? Denise, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to One Stage at a Time, the podcast where we're playing through classic video games, one level at a time. Today we're playing Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo, and we've reached World 3 of Donkey Kong Country, Vine Valley. And today we'll be playing through Stage 1 of Vine Valley, Vulture Culture. I, as always, am Andy Prim, and joining me, as always,
Aaron Neeson. Hello, hello.
And we have a special guest with us in studio today. Denise, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
We're so glad you're here. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
So we're playing Vulture Culture today. Like I said, first stage of Vine Valley. A lot of firsts for this stage, actually. But before we dig in too heavily to the details, Denise, our guest, first time on the show, tell us about Vine Valley. What are your impressions of this stage?
Well, Vine Valley, let me tell you, it doesn't mess around.
Vulture Culture.
Oh.
The world is Vine Valley. The stage is Vulture Culture.
Yes. So not wrong, but not right.
Not wrong, but not right.
Not quite right. Although I did think Vine Valley was going to be a nice destination, kind of relaxing. Yeah, I was wrong because Vulture Culture is the introduction to Vine Valley, and it is exceedingly difficult. It gets more difficult the more you play it, it seems. There's
A video game escalating difficulty? Unheard of.
we burned through quite a few lives on this one.
We did. You weren't alone. I had trouble too, and I'm sure Andy breezed through when he played, but...
Well, he knows
I don't want to toot my own horn.
He does the time warps. So you can just breeze past all the difficult things. Am I allowed
But we don't warp here, Andy. We don't warp here. You know that.
Hey, I played it legit, and then I warped just to show that it could be done.
Fair.
I didn't even know that was an option. I've been playing since the 90s, and I didn't know that was a thing.
Only 90 kids know.
As my friends are alluding to, there is a hidden warp in this stage. Mm-hmm. Very well hidden warp, which we'll get into the details of how you access that. But that if you're a cheater, if you want to cheat at the game and not play it legitimately, it's available to you as an option.
Or if, in your case, you have nothing to prove because you already did it.
Well, Denise, thank you for that little introduction to Vulture Culture and your impressions on it. Aaron, what did you think of this level?
This level was pretty hard and frustrating. It was the return of the Buzzy Boys, who I am not a fan of. The Zingers.
The Zingers,
as
of course.
You like to call them. The real name.
If you want to look at the official instruction manual.
So like it was fun. Like that's the good thing. It's like it was a fun level because it wasn't like impossible. You knew what you had to do, and it wasn't ridiculously overbearingly challenging. It's like, okay, I just need to time this right. And then you time it wrong, and that's on you. It's
not only that, but it's the red herrings that gets you too. The ones where you think like, oh, well, I might try and go get some extra bananas, and then they lead you to death.
Yeah. This game likes to tempt you. It likes to tempt you, especially that minecart level. It's like, you should just come down a little further and get these bananas.
Yeah, just hang your jump just a little bit.
Simple red balloon over here.
I died more times than I care to admit chasing those bananas on that minecart level. But this level, I didn't feel really too tempted to go after that extra stuff. Like I tried to roll the tire that one several times. I tried to roll the tire, and as I am wont to do, I just ran and pushed it, and I'm like, I can time this right. I could never time it right. So I never went to the bonus area up there.
Because we're the ones with the finger on the gas the whole time.
That's because that's how you live your life.
You can't do that with a tire.
You're like Vin Diesel in Fast and the Furious. I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
That's right. So like this was a great level. I really enjoyed it. At the same time, I was cussing at it the entire way through.
It's true. I heard it.
Yeah. So this is the first video podcast that we're doing, and so we're going to have a little bit of the gameplay down at the bottom. You're going to see my gameplay because we ran out of storage space. We had a space issue, so we lost the recordings.
Goodness.
Of Denise playing.
We're professional broadcasters.
Yes. But so you'll see me dying several times, and you'll probably see Diddy Kong like just being really, really just overconfident, and it just biting him in the butt. And so that's fun. Enjoy that.
Well, speaking of butts, I think that was a time where you actually found a bonus level with your butt. Donkey.
Yeah, I did that one time. Yeah, so like in this game, if you fall from certain height at certain spots in land, it explodes the ground, and like bananas will come out, or a hole will open up, or a barrel will pop out or something. In my playthrough, I not only opened up a secret area like that, but it wasn't on the ground. It was on it was on a wall, which we didn't know you could do. Like, we knew you could throw barrels at those things and bust them open, but we had no idea that you could land on them from the sky. You didn't even know.
That was new to me.
Yeah. So, I'm kind of an expert.
Yeah. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, don't mean to toot my own horn, but
that's a pro tip for you.
That's right.
Break walls with your butt. Well, this stage is the first of the forest tile set stages. So we've got a brand new tile set here. We've got a foresty background. We're in the deep forest. Mm-hmm. It is a lush green background here. We have a lot of forest type enemies that you might expect, mostly Neki and mini Nekis, mm-hmm. as well as a lot of buzzy boys, mm-hmm. just clogging up the frame.
Lots of bugs in the forest.
And I was thinking, I honestly didn't notice that it was really forest because we've had the jungle tile set. And so in my head, I was just like, oh, it's a jungle tile setting. I saw green in the background.
Oh, really? You didn't make the distinction?
I didn't even notice whatever. I mean, we're looking at the map right now. And I see obviously that they're like giant evergreen type trees instead of jungle tropical trees and stuff. But
right.
Yeah, no, when we were in the game, I guess I was too focused on not dying.
No, this is a completely different biome.
Yeah.
This would be a wholly separate episode of Planet Earth. David Attenborough would have a lot to say about this that he wouldn't have on the jungle levels.
I mean, were there Kremlings in this one?
I don't think so.
Yeah, there wasn't a single Kremling in this level. There might be more in the subsequent
alligator
levels.
Guys?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there wasn't a single one. It was all Nekis.
I'm pretty sure there is.
And the buzzers.
Because we're still up in the forest. Maybe when we get down to that water over there, that's when you might find them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see some Kremlings in Vine Valley. We just didn't happen to in this particular stage.
Yeah, not on this level. There were little crocodiles in the special area.
That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly just forest fauna, which are maybe, I guess they're Kremling associates since they're out to get us.
Sure.
But they also could just be the innocent fauna of this world that Donkey Kong is just mercilessly killing.
I think they're all in cahoots.
I mean, if nothing else, the entire island has got to be on red alert because Donkey Kong is out and about.
Except when I'm playing as him. Then people are like, oh, it's fine.
What's wrong with Donkey Kong today? He keeps falling in these pits.
They just have a signal that they send out to everybody whenever Donkey Kong is abroad.
Did you guys know that when you cut grass, the smell of freshly cut grass is grass signaling to other grass that it's in trouble?
Oh my God.
It's like a warning to other
horrifying.
grass.
But what are they going to do? What's even the point of
nothing? Like, I don't know. There's nothing they can do. I don't know. Maybe it triggers some sort of like cellular level, like protection against viruses or something. I don't know. But yeah, no, the freshly cut grass. So I'm like, maybe the entire Congo island smells like freshly cut grass right now.
Well, we should refresh our viewers that your theory is that DK is the villain of this game.
Oh, 100%. We are definitely the villain here. Absolutely. The banana horde. Donkey Kong is definitely the villain here.
Denise, what are your thoughts on this particular headcanon?
Well, I never really thought of it like that, but I mean, considering that I don't know, everybody's trying to hurt Donkey Kong, so maybe it's a self-defense thing. But
it's more, I just see of it more as like there's an apex predator. It's like when you see elephants all lined up against a bunch of lions who are coming at them, like waiting, you don't see as the elephants ganging up on the bully elephants. They're trying to protect themselves.
This is really an episode of Planet Earth.
I'm saying.
I mean,
we need David Attenborough to sort this out for us.
Here we see the majestic Kong.
So now, but who's the mastermind? Is it Diddy? Is he the one that's doing all the directing? Because he's like the tiny guy, right?
You see him more as like he's controlling Donkey Kong like his puppet.
Well, he's short round.
Yeah.
From Temple of Doom.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's got to have one.
Yeah. The way I see it, probably Cranky Kong. Cranky Kong is manipulating everything. Honcho, he's the patriarch of the family. So, he's just sort of like giving Donkey Kong a little nudge. He's like, I could have murdered this entire island by now, you dumb ape. And Donkey Kong's out there. Ah!
Interesting theory, though. Now I'm not sure I want to ever help Donkey Kong again.
Just pay attention to what you're doing in the game. It makes you think.
Well, so just a couple more things to say about this stage. We've got a new song for this stage. Forest Frenzy is the title of it, composed by Evelyn Fisher. not David Wise.
Not David.
David Wise is the one people remember for this game. History has sort of forgotten Evelyn Fisher, but I think her contributions are pretty crucial.
She's still out there. I know she's still out there. I found her like on Twitter or something, I think.
And this is quite a good track for this stage, I think.
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
There are 3 bonus areas in this stage, which in some combination we found those between the 3 of us playing it.
We got there, all of us. We're a good team.
2 through breakable walls and 1 through bouncing off the top of the screen with a tire. All pretty straightforward. And then there's the one very well hidden warp. So to access this warp, you have to do a combination of very obtuse things. First, you have to reach a certain point in the stage in under 10 seconds. It's pretty close to the start, so it's not that hard to do. But then once you get there, you have to be Donkey Kong. The barrel won't appear unless you're Donkey Kong. And after 10 seconds has elapsed, the barrel will disappear. So the easiest way to do it is to start the stage as Diddy, race there, and switch to Donkey Kong. That also lets you be able to like tank a hit and then still get there as DK. But
you have to make sure you're on level ground.
Oh, to switch.
The switching, I found that out.
It's temperamental though, because I definitely switched on at least a slight slope in the game. Yeah.
Yeah. In general, the game doesn't like you to swap Kongs if you're on a slope or in certain other situations.
Yeah, I was expecting it to fight me, but I was like, it worked. All right, cool. Because you had a lot of trouble.
Like, I just want to be Diddy. Come on.
This does raise a question about like what's going on DK Isle, where we have these distinct biomes so close to each other. Like jungles and forests should not be this close together.
Well, we've gone up the mountain a little bit, right? Like,
yeah,
the jungle's down by the beach, and then we've gone through the mines. So we've gone through not only up the island some, but through the island. I don't know. Who knows how big this island is? We really don't have a good frame of reference.
Well, I mean, they occur in vastly different parts of the world. Like jungles are like in like closer to the equator, and forests are like further north.
Yeah, I know.
There's temperate jungles.
Again, we need David Attenborough
but again,
here to explain this.
We don't have a frame of reference. This could be an entire continent.
Oh, well, that would make the Kongs of an enormous size.
Well, we have Funky's flights. So, I mean, if there's flights, if there's airplanes, it's got to be pretty vast.
This is a good point. If you need a plane to get around.
Maybe they're just little prop planes. Like what Harrison Ford has in 6 Days, 7 Nights.
It literally is just a barrel on a wheel.
And he shakes it
around.
I mean, we can see it. It's just a barrel that he's grafted wings and a nose onto.
Right.
It shouldn't be able to fly. It defies physics.
Funky he's apparently an evil wizard.
What if this is all a dream?
What if it's the Newman syndrome?
Or Super Mario Brothers 2 USA.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Famously, it was all a dream at the end of that game. Or was it?
Oh.
We haven't seen Newt
Again,
since.
I don't know.
You mean Wart?
Wart, that's what it was. Yeah. Wart.
We've seen him in like, I don't know, not real games, but in like, like Easter egg type things.
Right. He's not a contemporary of Bowser,
right.
though. Like,
but several characters have made the jump, like the Shy Guy is all over the place now. And he first appeared in Subcon in Mario 2 USA.
Yeah. We haven't seen Mousers. It's like there's some things that are clearly Mario things and some things that were clearly Mario 2 things only. So it's like, did they make the jump or was Mario dreaming about real things? I don't know. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, because like Birdo is all over the place now too. I guess we'll never know the answer for sure.
No.
Okay, well, what do y'all say we shift gears here and examine a bit of history on Donkey Kong Country?
Let's do it.
Yes.
This is actually an auspicious time for history because Donkey Kong Country recently had its 25th anniversary.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all were aware of this.
Oh my.
You got to meet the man of the hour.
I met the real actual Donkey Kong.
The real Donkey Kong.
Definitely the real Donkey Kong. Check my Twitter for screenshots
of
that.
Seeing Donkey Kong in person makes it, you realize just how unsettling it is that his hands are flesh colored and have no hair on them whatsoever. You see actual gorillas and their skin's actually pretty black and they have hair all over their hands too. And
I gotta say he was different in person than he appears in the game, but you know what? He was a prince. He was generous with his time, answered all of my questions, shared his bananas. Really a class act.
Now that doesn't sound like a villain to me.
See, this is how they get you, though. They indoctrinate you to their side. L. Ron Hubbard was quite charismatic.
He's got Andy, hook, line, and sinker.
I know. I thought Andy was stronger than this.
After one meeting.
One time.
I want to say I do not endorse Aaron's anti-Scientology comments. Please do not sue me, Church of Scientology.
I don't live in Sweetwater. It's fine.
The Thetans.
My Thetans, they're creeping out. Yes, let's get into some history.
So we had the 25th anniversary of this game. Can you believe it's been 25 years since this game came out?
Yeah, it's something I hadn't really thought about.
I would have been 7 when this game came out.
Yeah. So it would have come out in
1994.
1994. So yeah, I was 8. Yeah. Little babies.
I still think of the 90s as being 10 years ago.
Nope.
I'm like, oh no, the 90s, 10 years ago.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, we're old folks now.
We are old.
So we had a lot of stuff on Twitter happening for the 25th anniversary. A lot of people posting, artwork and, just memories of the game. But a lot of the developers of this game were also on Twitter posting various behind the scenes, documents. The Game Explain YouTube channel did quite a good series of interviews, like all through the week of the anniversary, and they got some really great interviews with the likes of Greg Mails, who is one of the designers of this game, Steve Mails, his brother, who is an artist on this game. We've talked about the Mails brothers before.
Yes, we have.
Chris Sutherland.
They're the ones who had the whole Winky argument, right?
That's right. Yeah, there's a Winky controversy. Steve's name on Twitter is Winky Steve, and Winky is close to his heart. Greg despises Winky, and
Team Greg.
Greg will take every
Winky?
opportunity to wind his brother up about Winky.
Why don't you like Winky?
That's the guy that throws the nuts, right?
No, that's Necky. Winky's the frog.
Okay, wait. Okay, I take that back. I like Winky.
Yeah.
But I prefer
There you go.
the rhino.
Ramby?
Ramby.
Ramby
I
the
like
horse.
Ramby.
Ramby's amazing. There's no argument.
He's a good horse.
He's a great horse.
They also had David Wise, composer, in there. A guy named Kevin Bayless, who was also at Rare at the time, doing, kind of technical stuff, it sounds like. But yeah, all folks that worked on this game shared some interesting stories. There's a lot there. I'm just going to encourage people to check out those videos. But
Was there a specific hashtag they should check out that you noted?
Yeah. People were using hashtag DKC25 and hashtag World Donkey Kong Day.
Cool.
I think those are the 2 main ones.
Yeah, go check that out, guys.
When's World Donkey Kong Day?
Well, it's on the anniversary of the game's release.
That should be a
happened
yearly
already.
thing.
Hey.
I think it is a yearly thing.
But now it is.
Just a much bigger deal this year because 25. It's a big one. Quarter century.
We'll probably, Greg, who's now the creative director at Rare and was it sounds like a co-director of this game along with Tim Stamper. He released a lot of interesting stuff, and we'll talk about it more in various history segments. But a few tidbits I thought were interesting. There were other animal friends considered for this game, including an owl, a giraffe, an elephant, and a snake.
Oh.
Okay, 2 of those have made it in.
That's correct.
To subsequent games.
Yes, they have.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know in the circumstances?
You've talked about how the snake showed up, and there's that. One of the brothers thinks it's a huge improvement on Winky.
Right.
And yeah.
Greg likes the snake. So the snake is Rattly. He's in part 2, and he replaces Winky as the jumping buddy. And but apparently in the design documents Greg shared on Twitter, their idea for a snake in the first game was kind of different. He would have been able to slither up walls.
Okay.
And then the elephant would eventually come back for DKC 3.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah.
I was hoping for the giraffe.
Its name is Ella, right?
Ellie, I believe.
Ellie.
Yeah.
How original.
And I think it's a she.
Did they give it a bow or something?
No. But she does have eyelashes, really beautiful eyelashes.
Okay.
Now, what does she do?
She can...
Doesn't she suction with her trunk or something?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
She can hold barrels with her trunk, and she can also suck up water and then spit it with her trunk. So a couple other interesting things. I think that from a meta perspective, it's cool that we have this stuff, this insight, because Nintendo Co. Limited, the Japanese parent company of Nintendo, is very secretive, and there's a language barrier. So we don't really get a lot of these kinds of disclosures from NCL. They're very tight-lipped, and with the language barrier, any interviews that do come out are not as accessible here. But Rare, being a British company, has kind of like a unique insight into like the culture of Nintendo, how this game was developed, and are, you know, have been more forthcoming kind of in recent years than Nintendo is. So it's a kind of a unique window into what goes on over at Nintendo as far as development.
Yeah. It is cool that we have that. I like it.
Greg Mayles and Tim Stamper actually traveled to Japan and visited NCL headquarters during the development of this game. You know, once they had kind of their main idea nailed down, they wanted to go there, and well, Nintendo made them come there to kind of run everything by Mr. Miyamoto, Mr. Yokoi, and other people there, and kind of get their advice. And probably, I don't know this for sure, but they probably met the chairman while they were there.
You think?
I mean, you know, we don't know for sure, but it seems likely, which would put them in a very small club of Americans who have actually met the chairman.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't let me.
But they didn't meet Donkey Kong.
They didn't meet Donkey Kong, did they? They probably did, considering how they made his game.
Yeah, I mean, I think they probably had like, you know, like a 10-minute sit down with Mr. Kong. His time is valuable.
They had to hash out the actual like rights usages and how much he was getting paid, how many bananas he was getting for his likeness.
Denise, for your knowledge, when we say the chairman, we're referring to Hiroshi Yamauchi, the third president of Nintendo Co. Limited. I want to say the third or fourth, but the main one, the one who basically made video games what they are today.
That's a pretty big deal.
He was a pretty big deal.
Kind of a big deal. Not as big as us, but kind of a big deal.
So that's been a little history for today on the 25th anniversary of Donkey Kong Country. 25 years flies so fast.
Yeah, thank you for that history. Looking forward to another 25 years of Donkey Kong.
And another 25 years of this podcast.
Yeah, do you know if there are any like Donkey Kong games in the pipeline?
Well, so after Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which was...
It was a Wii U game.
2016 on that one?
I feel like it was even earlier than that, but maybe not.
Could have been.
Probably.
Yeah. And they've done a re-release for the Switch. Since then, we're not sure. Retro Studios had made that and Donkey Kong Country Returns. And so there's rumors that they could be working on a third game to complete a sort of trilogy, but we haven't heard anything about it officially. And we don't really know what Retro's working on right now. They're working on something. We just don't know what it is.
Okay.
And they've also been contracted to do Metroid Prime 4 because apparently Nintendo was really unhappy with what Namco Bandai was making.
Yeah, I saw that that's crazy.
Yeah, insane. But you got to give credit to Nintendo for just being willing to restart development on a product they weren't happy with.
Well, I know that people haven't been super pleased with the most recent Metroid iterations. Like they had that weird multiplayer one that nobody wanted or was happy with.
Federation Force.
Yeah.
And then there was Samus Returns, which was kind of a mixed bag. Other M was the last mainline game, which has some problems. Suffice to say.
I believe you. But should we probably wrap it up there? And
yeah, I think we're getting to a close there.
Feeling good? How about you guys? You feeling
We've
good?
said a lot about Vulture Culture. Denise, do you have anything you want to say about Vulture Culture before we wrap up for today?
After experiencing that level, experiencing all about the Vulture Culture, it is not a nice one. They are mean. They will get you with nuts. And, you know, it was difficult.
All right.
Well, Denise here is thank you for being here, Denise. She's a friend of ours for years and years. She's a local actor and musician. And is there any place that you want people to go to find you and your things?
Find me and my things on HireDeniseChappell.com.
Do it. HireDeniseChappell.com.
It's a work in progress.
If that's not a real website, we'll make sure that it is by the time this goes live.
Oh, yes. It's going to be there.
It's a WordPress, a school assignment. But I got an A.
Hey, that's bringing an endorsement by that professor.
All right, Aaron, give us a sign off.
All right. Well, first off, thank you for listening and thank you for watching our first ever video podcast. And go to onestageatatime.com for all of our links and our socials and things. And we'll see you next time for Treetop Town. Save and continue.